So today let's talk about an object that is falling, okay? Something that falls, something that is dropped is what we call or consider a free falling object. The only force acting on the object, meaning the only thing that's causing the object to fall, is the force of gravity. So let's talk about some things that we need to remember and keep in mind whenever we have free falling objects. The first thing that we need to remember is that all objects that are falling or dropped start at rest. So when t equals 0, the initial velocity is 0 meters per second. Okay? The acceleration for all objects near the surface of the Earth is always going to be constant. And I like to use -10 just to make life simple. Okay? So those two things are going to be constant no matter what. So let's do some example problems. If I have an object that falls from a height, okay, that height is my maximum height. That should make sense. It can't fall up. It's not going to get any higher than where it starts. And that is my initial position. Okay, let's pick a number. Let's say it's 100 meters in the air. Okay, remember we're using metrics just in case you forgot. All right, so if that object falls from some height, it's going to start accelerating. It's going to accelerate in the negative direction because it's going down. So it's going to have a negative velocity, which means I have a negative velocity and a negative acceleration. The object is speeding up as it falls. Okay? That should make sense. So when the object hits the ground, it's going to hit the ground with some velocity not equal to 0. It's like what I like to call impact velocity. Okay? So it cannot be 0. It's going to be some value, and it's going to be negative because it's going in the downward direction. Okay? How long does it take for the object to reach the ground? That's our first attempt at solving. Okay? How long does it take? Well, if I'm asking you how long does it take, I'm asking you to find t. So, some things we know to be true. Your Vy0 is 0, your initial velocity in the y direction. Your acceleration in the y direction is -10 meters per second squared. And you are going all the way to the ground. So you're going from 100 meters to 0 meters. All right? Now I need an equation that has all of those variables in it. My equation, and if you're in my class, it's equation number 1. Must have a t in it, and it must have 2 y's. Remember, all your kinematic equations have acceleration in it, so that you don't have to worry about having a. You already know all of them have a. Okay? So again, I have 2 y's listed here, and I have 2 y's in the equation. I'm looking for t, so I have to have t in the equation. Okay? Now let's solve. Plug in the numbers to the corresponding variables. Okay? Y we said is 0. Y0 is 100. Vy0 is 0. And 0 times anything is always 0. We know our acceleration is -10, and we are solving for t. That's where we start. Okay? From here, I'm going to simplify. Those of you who are good at algebra, I'm sure you can just go on ahead of me. Okay? And now I need to figure out what to do. Some people don't math very well. So please make sure you do not combine the 100 with the negative 5. They are not like terms. I have 3 terms here. You can only combine the terms that are the same. Does anything else have a t squared? No. So it doesn't get combined with anything. I'm going to subtract 100, however, to the other side because 0 and 100 are like terms. Bring down the negative 5t squared. Now what? Well, the operation that is occurring between the negative 5 and the t squared is multiplication. Please undo multiplication by dividing. Make sure whatever you do to one side, you do to the other.